Hello students, in the previous video we have learnt about different cyber crimes that are happening. Today we are going to learn how we can be safe from these cyber crimes. So we are going to start with the next topic, that is cyber security and safety. Cyber safety is safe and responsible use of information and communication technology. This means whenever you are working on internet, you have to use the information safely. Along with being safe, you have to be responsible for the information. Now, in case if you are writing some blogs, you have to take care that the blogs should not hurt somebody's sentiments. It is not only keeping information safe and secure, but also being respectable to others online and practicing good etiquette. So the same thing again, if someone is writing a blog on the internet, then they have to take care that they are not going to harm somebody's feelings. Apart from that, even when you are typing certain comments on a post, then you have to be respectful in writing the comments. You have to follow some etiquette. In general life, we follow etiquette. Whenever we are all working on the internet, we follow etiquette. Organizations are responsible for keeping system or devices secure and functional. So it is basically a work of an organization to see that all the systems are working properly and they are secure from any kind of threat. Now here we are going to understand what all steps can we follow so that we can be safe. First one, to identify the threat. How can we do that? First thing, if your computer is operating very slowly, then this is the first indication that there is some kind of risk or threat to the computer. Next, if the system crashes suddenly and we are unable to download and update, so this is also an indication that the system might be at some risk. The third one is appearance of few unfamiliar icons or messages on the desktop. If someone sees some icons which are not familiar, if someone has not downloaded that application but still the icons are present and there are some messages which are popped up on the desktop, it also indicates a threat to the system. If any of these activities are happening, then we can identify the risk. Next, how can we protect the data? Now, to protect the data, we have to use the firewall. The networks can be protected with the help of firewall. Create different logins and strong passwords for users. Whenever multiple users are using a same machine, they should have different logins and different passwords. Along with that, the passwords of users should be strong so that nobody can break it. Next, use only verified open source or licensed software and operating system. Prohibit use of personal devices on the network such as personal USBs or hard drives. Now, whenever you are downloading certain softwares, you have to check the source of the software. The softwares must be licensed or they should be from verified open sources. Do not download from unknown, untrusted websites. Another important step that we can do for being safe is we should avoid using our pen drives in open networks. For example, if someone is using the pen drive in a net cafe, then it is likely that the pen drive might get affected by viruses. So everyone should avoid use of pen drives in open networks. The last one to protect data is protect your Wi-Fi connection with a secure password. So whenever you are using Wi-Fi connections, your Wi-Fi should have a secure password. It should have DEP encryption. So in this way, when the data is encrypted, the network traffic will be encrypted and your data will be protected. The next step, what we can do is recovery from cyber. Recovery from cyber attack. If there is a cyber attack, if the machine has been affected, then what are the steps that we can do? The first step that we can follow is, after cyber attack, data should be cleaned, recovered and restored as much as possible. So this is the first step. All the data that has been affected, you have to recover the data and restore as much as possible. The second important step, investigation should be carried out with the support of professional experts. So with the help of a professional expert, we should identify what is the source, how the data is corrected, so that we can take precautionary measures for future. Next, measures should be taken to avoid reoccurrence. Once the cause is known, then we should avoid such kind of activities so that the machine will not be attacked in future. Lastly, we have to educate your stakeholders. Stakeholders are students and staff. Introduce courses, lessons, activities for students and teachers on major components of cyber security and safety. So this is basically making more and more people aware of the cybercrime and how they can be safe on internet. These are the steps that we have to follow for being safe. After this, we have to understand some of the do's and don'ts for students. Let us start with do's for students. First one, adhere to copyright restrictions. This means if certain software or images or any text is copyrighted, we should not use that material. Second one, report online bullying. If you come across a person who is being bullied online, then the first important task is to report it to your parents, and then necessary steps will be taken by parents. Use a strong and unique password. Whenever you are registering for some websites, whenever you are creating your online account, you have to use strong and unique passwords. Now, for creating strong passwords, you can use a mix of uppercase, lowercase, numbers, special characters. All these combinations will make your password strong. Next one, obtain software from trusted source. So whenever you are downloading a software or if you are taking it from a friend also, you have to see that the software comes from trusted source. Next, check web addresses begin with HTTPS. The S in HTTPS stands for secure. So whenever you are using internet, in the address bar, you should always check that the website is secure. Next one, connect with only known individuals. So whenever you are using any kind of social media, do not talk to unknown people. Only if you know the person, you can connect to that people. Next one, share information related to sensitive topics like politics, religion, etc. with care. So whenever we are posting something on the internet, if we are writing some blogs or if we are writing some comments also, we have to take care that we do not hurt anybody's sentiments. The last one, report to the service provider immediately if the account is hacked. So in case you find that the account is hacked, you have to report it to the service provider. Or you can also report it to the elders. They are going to help you. So these are the do's for the students. Let us look at some of the don'ts also. First one, do not share your personal information. So So your date of birth, your addresses, or any such personal information you should not share on social media. Next, don't send pictures to unknown people. If you do not know the person, do not share your pictures. They might morph the images and use it for illegal purpose. Next, do not open mail and attachments from strangers. If you are receiving some emails or attachments from strangers, you should not open these. They might be a trap. They might contain viruses which is going to harm your machine. Next, do not respond to suspicious mail. If you receive a mail which you are not sure about, that is not from a known source, you should not respond to such type of mails. Rather, you should always inform your elders about this. Next, don't share your password OTP with anyone. Your passwords, your OTPs are confidential information. They should not be shared with anyone. Don't save your username and password. Whenever you are using machines in a computer lab or if you are using the machines in a net cafe, do not save your username and password. Don't steal others' information. Whenever you are using a computer lab and you have been given an assignment, however, you find that assignment is already done by someone else. In that case, you should not steal that information. Rather, you should create your own assignments. Don't access or use files without permission. If you want to view information from others' files, you should always take their permission before using them. Don't copy softwares which has copyright. If there are softwares which are present and they have copyright issues, do not copy the softwares. You might land up in some kind of trouble. Don't bully others. You should not trouble anyone, even on the social media. Next, don't meet unknown people alone. If you are getting some request from unknown people to meet, then you should not meet these people. If at all you are meeting, you should not meet them alone. You should inform your elders and you can ask them to accompany you. The next and the last one is don't open or download any attachments from unknown source. So this is very important. That might be a trap, that might be a virus which is going to take all the information from your machine. So you have to be very careful when you are using internet. Students, these are the few do's and don'ts that we have to follow. Next, we are going to see a few security procedures which are used. The first one is encryption. Encryption means you convert a message from plain text to some random text so that nobody can read that. It is a method of converting original message into random text which is complex to understand and difficult for a hacker to decode. So if a hacker is going to get your encrypted message, they will not understand. Next, SSL. The full form of SSL is Secure Socket Layer. It is most consistent security model. Through the SSL, transmission of data is encrypted. Client-server information is authenticated and also message integrity for TCP/IP connections is secure. So whenever we are using internet, then the secure socket layer is going to see that the data is encrypted and the person who is using is authenticated and also the messages are checked. The last one is firewall. Firewall refers to network security, hardware and software both, which blocks certain type of information, forming a barrier between trusted and untrusted network. It attempts to block the spread of computer attacks. So firewall are going to work as a shield for the computer, wherein they are going to stop unwanted, untrusted network traffic. So these are the three security measures that are being used. Students, with this we have completed the last chapter, that is